Hey guys, I'm Lauren from My Something Beautiful Life, and today let's talk about Powersheets. So this is the new 2021 Powersheets Goal Planner. They launch on October 14th, along with a lot of new accessories. So I did go over the accessories in a different video, so I will link that below. But I wanted to film this separately to just talk about the actual Powersheets planner itself. So I chose the sea glass cover. It's kind of a minty aqua color. It is a linen cover, so it's textured, but they have double sealed it this year, I believe, or double coated it. It has some sort of coating on it to make it pretty durable. It does have the beautiful gold foiling here, and one of the new additions this year is that they added a rounded corner instead of the pointed one that they had last year. I love the way this makes it look. Like, the whole planner just looks sleeker with the new rounded corner instead of having it so sharp, and it doesn't hurt. Like, the other one would catch on things and it was just pointy, and this one is just so much nicer. It does still have the double O binding, which I will be honest is not my favorite, and I have voiced that previously too. But when you have a hardcover, it's really hard to get away from this kind of binding, because this is kind of really one of the best bindings for a hardcover book. So then when you open it up, they have made a few changes to just the inside of this right here. First of all, they added in this little fresh start guide, which has some instructions on it, how to just get started with your Powersheets. So I think that's kind of a cool little addition to it, just a little instruction book. And there's tons of instruction throughout the Powersheets too. And I know there's so much other supplemental material that you can find on how to fill out your Powersheets. Really, like, there's an endless supply of help, whether it's from the community and from the actual Cultivate What Matters team. They just want to make absolutely sure that you have no questions and no confusion about what you're supposed to do as you fill out your Powersheets. Another change that they made this year is that this pocket is a little bit bigger. It actually, it just has a little bit more room to it. When the one last year was super, super tight and you could barely even get like little pieces of paper in it, this one definitely has more room, and I'm really excited about that. It also expands out towards the coil a little bit more. I think the one last year was a little shorter, and so I love that they made it a little bit bigger so that you can make sure that your wildcard pages fit in here. We could even try with the sticker book. Okay, so that's a little tight, but the size is fine. That if you wanted to take some sheets out of your sticker book, maybe you just wanted the color coding stickers out, then you could easily just pull out those pages and stick them in the pocket. Another thing that I plan on doing is I got this break it down notepad so I can break my goals into smaller action steps. So I do plan on taking a few of these pages out and keeping them in the pocket so I have them for reference whenever I need them. And then of course on the title page you have this beautiful gold foil. I love their theme for this year. It's time for your fresh start, because after 2020 I think we all want a fresh start. The next thing you have is the sticker page. So they have changed this up just a little. There's a few decorative stickers. I love these, my priority ones. I love putting them on things that I want to pay special attention to. You do have the color coding stickers, and this year they actually even put in a few of the color coding dots, which I love, and I wish I had that last year, because that would have been really nice. Then you have some more little decorative ones. And then this is the Year I Make It Happen box, which is just beautiful. So these are fun. I love the new colors. They're pretty similar to last year's colors. In fact, let me grab my book from last year. Okay, so here's my sticker sheet from last year. So you can see them side by side. The colors themselves are the same. They just lighten the tones just a little bit. I think this pink is probably the easiest one to notice. It's like a deeper pink here, and here it's much lighter. But in general, all of the colors are just a little bit lighter than they were last year. But I really love the new shades. I think they're really pretty, so I'm excited about that change. The next page is just a little introduction from the Cultivate team, and then we get right into the prep work. So I love this page. I think it's really pretty. I love this new pattern. I believe it's called Citrus Blooms, but I love all the citrus on it, and then the beautiful flowers. I love that pattern's throughout it. Here you have the goal ideas, which is probably one of my favorite pages because this is just where I brainstorm and just write down pretty much everything I can think of what I would like to accomplish in the coming year. And so I'm not going to go specifically over all of the prep work, but I just want to kind of show you the new layout. They have this new colorful bar along the side of a lot of the pages, and it's really pretty. Like, it just looks so clean and nice, and I just love the pops of color. I love on this page how it is white boxes that you get to write in instead of filled in with the solid color boxes. So last year, like, the whole box was like this color, and it made it actually kind of hard to write on with a lot of pens. So I love that this is just all white now. And then we just go through more of the prep work. There's some more color. And the prep work is one of my favorite things about Powersheets. It just gives you a chance to brainstorm and really dig deep and kind of think about what really matters to you and what you really want to do. One of the pages that I like the best is the what has worked for me in the past and what didn't work. Because if you go back and you think about things that helped you achieve your goals and things that you thought would and then they actually didn't work at all, that's something that can really help you in the future as you set new goals. And then here we have kind of like a Mad Lib style page where you can fill in the blanks and just create what you would like your best year to look like. Here they have some instructions on how to set your goals. This is just some of the examples of how they will walk you through Powersheets all the way through. They give you tons of ideas and examples on just knowing what to do to make goals the best for you. And then here you have a rough draft of what your yearly goals could be. A page to write out your yearly goals. This is another page that changed. Last year this took up 2 different pages. The boxes were quite a bit bigger. I love that this is more consolidated because honestly I didn't need that big space to write in. And so having it smaller, I think it'll just make it easier for me to write in personally. I like having smaller spaces, and I think it just looks a lot cleaner that way. Also, they still have the outline here. I don't know if it shows it very well on the camera, where you can put in the color coding flags like here, so you can color code all of your goals throughout the year. This is one thing that I really love about Powersheets, and it's kind of something that they're very well known for, I would think, is their color coding or their emphasis on color coding. So not only do you have the color coding in the stickers in the front and you have spaces for it along the goals, but they also have come out with a few products to help with that. Obviously the sticker book is one that they've had for a while, where within it, let's see if I can get to the right page, you have the pages of flags. You have 2 pages of your flags. You have a couple pages of these little dots that you can also use, which I will show you where those can go in a minute. And then you also have some hearts. So they give you lots of stickers inside the book to help with your color coding. And then one of the new products that they've come out with this year is their color coding marker set. And I did do a separate video just on these markers if you want to know more about them and how they work, whether they bleed, which, spoiler alert, they don't. So I would highly recommend that if you're interested in this, go check out that video because I answered a bunch of questions that I've been getting about these markers, and honestly I'm really happy and I'm really excited to use these. And despite what the cap colors look like, these actually match up pretty well to the color coding stickers. Alright, and then over here we have a vision board, and then it goes into your word of the year page, which is beautiful. Again, it has the citrus blooms pattern on it, which I just think is really cool. And I love picking a word of the year. It's something that has actually been pretty substantial, not just within my goal planning, but just in my focus for the year. It helps me remember what I'm working towards and kind of where I want my priorities to be for that year. And then I can focus my goals on that word, which has actually been really helpful. All right, and then you have another beautiful page that has a little bit about goals here. And then you go into your goal action plans. So this is very different from last year, and I can actually show you last year's. Okay, so here's one of mine from last year. And you can see I did not really use it that much. Honestly, these pages, they just did not work for me. I I'm really glad that they changed it up this year because I love the new page. This did not make sense to me. Like, I honestly didn't even know what to do with it. For some reason, it just didn't click in my head, and it was never something that was really helpful to me. This page, this I understand. This makes a lot of sense, and I'm really excited to break down my goals this way now. So you can see on the old one, they have 3 different mini goals, which, see, now looking at this page, I understand more about what this page was for, but at the time, like, it just wasn't working for me. In fact, I filled out a couple of them and I just stopped. Like, I think I put my goals in there and then I just started ignoring them and I never looked back on them. But the difference is where they have 3 goals here, now if you look, there's only 1 mini goal here and it says January to March. And that's because in the quarterly refreshes that we'll see in just a minute, which they've also changed a ton on, they actually go back and do this again. So here you can just set your mini goal. So you have your yearly goal. You can brainstorm here what all you need to do for that goal. And then here you have a chance to just pick one part of it that you want to work on and different action steps that you can do to achieve that. So then when you're setting your monthly goals, you can come back to this and you already have action steps that are things that will push you towards that yearly goal. I think this is one of my favorite changes that they've made just because of how much more sense it makes. And I'm just really excited to start setting goals in this format. So you have enough here for all of your 8 goals. And then, let's see. There's the 8th one. Here you have a yearly overview. Honestly, this one, I probably wouldn't write on it. I would probably do post-it notes. But you can tentatively plan out what you want your year to look like. And once you have, like, your goals broken down, you can even do it a quarter at a time. So you have, like, your mini goal here and your action steps. You can sit there and put in, well, this month I can work on this one, February, March, and just go through and put your mini goals in, like what you think you might be able to accomplish that month. You can also use this like if you know that there's big things coming up and maybe you're traveling a lot one month and you know that you're not going to have a lot of time to do any large projects, you can see that and plan them for a month when you'll have more time. All right, and then we get into, oh, no, there's another page. Oh, it's talking about wildcard pages. Okay, so throughout Powersheets, there are spaces where it's just kind of an empty space. And Cultivate What Matters created these pages called wildcard pages, and you can view all of them on their website. But what it is you can either buy a set of pre-printed cards or you can go on there and print out your own, and they're just supplemental pages that can help you reach your goals. They have things like meal planning, cultivating friendships. They do have a perpetual calendar, like a year at a glance calendar that you can put inside your Powersheets. They have all these different options you can go through and use, like these, like, they're not blank because they have stuff on them, but it's like a free space where they give you room to customize your Powersheets to have in it what you need in it. So for me, I'm actually going to do a lot of these. This is another tool that I really hope to utilize this year. I really need little action steps, and so that's part of the reason why I'm so excited about how they rearranged their goal pages. But I love this break it down notepad too. I believe there's 50 sheets in here, and the paper's the same amazing quality that the Powersheets are. It's super thick, smooth, bright white, but I plan to use these as my wildcard pages. So I can just take one out and then just tape it in or glue it in something, and then I have it inside my Powersheets to reference for later. Another plan that I have for the wildcard pages is more memory keeping. I realized like a couple weeks ago how cool it would have been if I had used some of these extra pages throughout the Powersheets to put in pictures and significant events that happened throughout the month. And my plan for my Powersheets next year is to include more memories in this, so it's almost like a scrapbook to go along with my goals. I just think this is the perfect place to do it, and so that's something I'm really excited to do in the coming year. All right, and then we have another quote page and we get into our first divider. This is something, again, they changed this year. These dividers are all a solid color, if you see all of them, and they all have a beautiful quote. Again, I just love how how, I want to say simple, but it's just like sleek to me. It looks really nice. It's very clean. And I know that they've used the word streamline a lot when they're talking about the prep work process and the goal setting process. And I think their design is very streamlined too. They've just, I feel like they've just cleaned up everything and it just looks so nice. So I love the way the interior looks this year. I mean, I loved it last year too, but I'm very excited about the changes that they've made in this one. So the dividers are, they're cardstock. They are coated, a little glossy. They have laminated tabs that are foiled, so they're pretty sturdy. I had no trouble with mine last year. They held up perfectly, no issues. So then for each month, you get this brainstorming page. I love just being able to just brain dump anything that I'm thinking of and just put it in here. You still get the monthly calendar. I know some people use this as their only planner, so having a monthly layout is really good for them that way. I also use a weekly planner and sometimes even a daily planner. And so having another monthly calendar really isn't beneficial to me, but this is another space where I plan to do it more memory keeping. I want to use the calendar to write down significant things that happen during the month. Maybe not every day, but just like major things that I might want to remember. Remembering dates are really important to me, so I can put in people's birthdays and just significant things that happen. So that's how I plan to utilize the monthly calendar too. In January, you have this spread, which it doesn't come in all of the months, it's just in January, but it has a lot of tips on how to make your tending list. I love this. I think it's so cute the way they have everything in little boxes. It's all colorful. I think it's just really helpful, especially to people who are new to Powersheets. All right, and then the next page you have another brainstorm for your goals that you want to work on. So they have monthly ideas, weekly ideas, and daily ideas. And then you get into your tending list where you can take the things that you feel are most important to be working on, and then you put them into your tending list to track your progress throughout the month. And then at the end of every month, you have a month in review. And I love that on this, they encourage you to celebrate like things that are going well, favorite memories, people you're grateful for. It's more like a gratitude spread and just a chance to remember the good things, because we know some months are really hard. And so it's nice to have a space where you can just remember the things that went well. All right, and then it just goes into each of the months, February, March, April. So all of the months are the same until you get to the quarters. So April is a new quarter. So when you open it, you actually get into your spring refresh or your quarterly refresh, where you have a chance to reevaluate where you are, refresh your prep work, has some little prompts that you can think about, and then you can refresh your goals. So there's research done that says our brain works really well in 90-day increments. So setting goals for a full year sometimes doesn't always work out well. So every 90 days they give you a chance to just refresh. Go back and evaluate the goals that you had. What did you make progress on? Maybe something doesn't even need to be a goal anymore because you either accomplished it or it's just not a priority at this season in your life. Either way, like, there's a chance for you to just reevaluate what you need to work on for the next 3 months. So you have that. You do have spaces then for your new mini goals. So just like they had in the very beginning, where you picked a mini goal and then action steps, here's your second quarter mini goal and action steps. So you can break down those new goals and decide what you need to work on to help get you closer to that end result. So they have spaces for that for each of them. And then it goes right into your April monthly pages, just like all of the other months have. So then there's May, June, July, and you have another refresh. And so each one will have a different prep work page, I believe. It has different things to do for your prep work. But it still has the checklist, or sorry, not the checklist, the check-in, and your refreshed goals, new mini goals, and then it goes into July. And then there's August. I love this color. September, October, which again is a refresh, November, and December. So then after the last month, you have your month in review, and then you have a little year in review type section. So here you just have just a blank page to just write out or decorate or do whatever you want with, just to review your year. This is something you could even do throughout the year. If something significant happens that you want to remember, do it like a little scrapbook page. You can put in tickets or invitations or whatever you want to celebrate. And then you have your 2021 year in review with the little boxes, and you can fill in things that happened throughout the year that you can celebrate. And then that is the end of the book. So I just think this is a beautiful book this year. I love the color changes that they've made throughout the whole thing. I love how they've streamlined the prep work. I'm really happy about it, and I'm so excited to get started with it. Want to just do it now, but it's dated, so I won't. But I love the changes that they made. I'm so happy with it. Powersheets has been such an amazing thing for me to just stay on top of my goals. I think if nothing else, it helped me keep focus and know which direction I was moving in. When in the past I'd set really vague goals and never really even have a clue on what to do to even make them happen or what even action steps to take. It was just very, I want to be a better person type of thing. And so I love their emphasis on creating actionable steps and just tracking it throughout the year. Every month you have a chance to start over. Every day you have a chance to start over. And it's not about checking off all of your boxes on your tending list. It's more just about making progress. Like if you notice, these don't have check boxes. They have progress bars. Now you may fill up the bar all the way, but you may just make progress on it, and that's still good. If you don't check off every daily item, that's fine, because at the end of the month, you can still see, look at how many times I did do it. Every single check mark is progress that you made that may not have happened otherwise. And so that's why I love Powersheets, because it keeps me on track. Like it gives me a tool that helps keep pushing me forward. So I love Powersheets for that. Okay, and then one last thing that I want to talk about in this video is what to expect on launch day. So launch day is October 14th, and on the actual launch day, they have I think there's at least 2 things that you won't be able to get any other time. The first one is that Cultivate Your Year Live is online this year. It will be held in December sometime. I'm not sure if they have an exact date for it, but it will be online. The tickets normally are $99 for this year. Because it's online, they were able to make it quite a bit cheaper. And on launch day only, it will be half off of that. So it will be $49, but that's only on October 14th. And I have heard from the Cultivate team that any order that's $100 or above gets free shipping. And purchasing your ticket to Cultivate Your Year Live counts toward that shipping threshold. So if you were to buy just Powersheets and get the Cultivate Your Year Live, you've already hit free shipping. And so if you don't know, Cultivate Your Year Live is when Laura Casey goes over Powersheets. You go page by page and fill out all of your prep work in one day. Get all of your prep work done in just one day. And you have her guidance and her tips and ideas and all kinds of valuable information from her live that day. And because it's online, I'm assuming you'll also have the whole community that's watching, commenting. I'm sure Team Cultivate will be there to answer questions too. So it's tons of great resources. And if you can't actually make it on that day, they said that there will be a replay that you can watch anytime. So if you ever want to kind of go back and even like refresh your prep work throughout the year, just kind of reevaluate where you are and what you need to do, you can go back and watch the whole Cultivate Your Year Live again anytime. The second thing that I think is only available on launch day is this little pin. They are giving this out with all launch day orders. I know you can also buy it separately on the site if you're interested later, but it is going out with the launch day orders too. All right, and then the last thing I want to talk about is the bundles this year. They have 3 bundles. They have the bestseller bundle, which includes your power sheets. You get to choose the cover. It includes an accessory pouch of your choice, and I happen to have all 3 of them here that you can see. So those are the 3 ones that are available. So you can choose an accessory pouch with it. I believe you get the tending tape, the sticker book, and then you also get the printed wildcard page pack, which I don't have to show you, but those are the 4 accessories that come with it. So you get the sticker book, the tending tape, a pouch, and then the wildcard pages. The second bundle, which is another one that they also offered last year, is the I Want It All bundle. And that's the bundle where you get one of everything. So if you just can't decide, you want everything, they have the I Want It All bundle. The last bundle is a new one to this year, and it is actually my favorite. It's the one that I got. It is a custom bundle. So with this bundle, so you get your choice of power sheets, and then you get to choose 6 out of 11 different accessories. And so you get to create your own bundle. The accessories that I chose were the pouch, the tending tape, the little by little journal, the color coding markers, the goal sticker book, and the break it down notepad. So those are my accessories that I picked. So it's a flat rate. I believe it's $115, but this is, I think, the best option to just get exactly what you want. And I'm so glad that they came up with this. I think it's the perfect way to save some money on the things that you want to get anyway. So I will link everything in the description below. It does launch on October 14th at 10 a.m. Eastern. So the links will be there and they will go to the products, but they will just not be available to purchase until the 14th. But it gives you a chance to see all of the products and all of the information about them. It gives you measurements, page count, anything that you might want to know. And then also be sure to check out the video I did about the accessories and the color coding markers. And I also have a couple blog posts that also give more details about all of the stuff you see here. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm so excited about the new Powersheets launch. I'm sure you guys are going to love it too. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.